Hello, my dear literature, music, and sports lover friends. 2nd August 2021 Monday night. I'm now present among all of you, dear friends, to share regarding a brief autobiography of world reputed musicians, artists, and sports stars. In course of my live on date during first session, then second session on date through live will be followed by English, Hindi and Bengali poetry sessions too. So dear friends, be present during my live on date and try to communicate your valuable comments in course of my live. Thank you, dear friends. Now I start brief autobiography of world repute musician Sir Bob Dylan. Sir Bob Dylan is an American singer and songwriter. He is believed to have revolutionized folk and pop music. Bob Dylan was originally named Robert Allen Zimmerman. He was born to Abram and Beatrice Zimmerman in Duluth, Minnesota on 24th May 1941. He was brought up in a Jewish community. He got his first guitar in the year 1955 at the age of 14. Bob Dylan attended the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis. In 1959, he performed folk and country music at local cafes in Minneapolis. He named himself Bob Dylan during that time, inspired by the main character from a popular Western television series Gunsmoke. He quit college in the year 1960 and went on to pursue music. In the January of 1961, Dylan shifted to New York. His idol, Woody Guthrie, a legendary folk singer, was hospitalized there. He would visit him in the hospital regularly. Bob Dylan wrote songs to Woody during that time. In 1961, Robert Shelton reviewed one of Bob Dylan's live shows in the New York Times. Columbia Records signed him after the review. In the March of 1962, Bob Dylan's self-titled first album was released, but it didn't do well. His second album, The Free Violin Bob Dylan was released in the May of 1963 and was a big hit. The songs Blowin' in the Wind and A Hard Rain's A Gonna Fall were part of this album. His third album, The Times They Are A Shangin', became an instant hit and marked Dylan as the songwriter for the 60s protest movement. He was romantically involved with Joan Baez, who was an important figure in that movement. During this time, Dylan wrote songs for her. Her famous song Love Is Just a Four-Letter Word was written by Bob Dylan. The folk trio Peter, Paul and Mary came up with their version of Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind in 1963. It acquired the second position in Billboard Pop Singles chart. In the 1960s, Dylan was also involved with the civil rights movement. His songs were politically charged and addressed social issues. His single, Like a Rolling Stone, was released in the year 1965. It instantly became number 2 on the United Kingdom charts, UK charts. The release of his folk rock and electric album, Bringing It All Back Home, in January 1965, created a major backlash amongst his folk music fans. His album, Highway 61 Revisited, was also released in the year 1965. He began his tour with the band, initially the Hawks. In 1966, the same year, he got into a motorcycle accident in Woodstock in July and returned home For the next 2 years, Dylan disappeared from the industry. His next album, Nashville Skyline, combined country music with rock. Tarantula, a book written by Dylan, was published in 1971. Dylan started his career in acting in 1973 with Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, directed by Sam Peckinpah. Dylan was also the music director for that movie. His hit song, Knocking on Heaven's Door, was created for the movie. In 1974, another book called Writings and Drawings containing his lyrics and poetry was published. Dylan's 1974 album, Planet Webs, topped the charts and became his first #1 album. The album he released in the 1980s included Infidel's Biograph, Knocked Out Loaded, and Oh Mercy. In 2004, his book Chronicles Volume 1 was published by Simon and Schuster. It was supposedly meant to be a 3-book memoir on Bob Dylan. in a 2005 documentary called No Direction Home. Bob Dylan, directed by Martin Scorsese. Dylan gave his first full interview in 20 years. Dylan received his first Grammy for the single Gotta Serve Somebody from the album Slow Train coming in 1980. In 1982, he became part of the Songwriters Hall of Fame. In 1988, he was honored in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He became the first rock star to receive Kennedy Center honors in the year 1997. His 1997 album, Time Out of Mind, won him 3 Grammy Awards. In 2000, he won an Academy Award for Things Have Changed. In the May of 2012, he was honored with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He was awarded the 2016 Nobel Prize in Literature. It was the first time a musician had been honored with this great prize. Bob Dylan and Sarah Lawrence got married in 1965. They had 4 children together and got divorced in the year 1977. He got married again in 1986 to singer Caroline Dennis. They had a daughter the same year, after which they got divorced in the year 1992. Next, I love to share the brief autobiography of Bob Marley. Bob Marley was a Jamaican singer and songwriter. He contributed to popularizing reggae music in the world. He sold more than 20 million records in his lifetime. Bob Marley was born as Robert Nesta Marley to Noble Sinclair and Cadella Malcolm on 6th February 1945. His father died of heart failure when Marley was merely 10 years old. His mother, Cadella, was a singer-songwriter. Neville Bunny O'Reilly Livingstone was his childhood friend in St. Anne. Livingstone's father, Thaddeus, and Marley's mother had a daughter, and thus the two families started living together. In the 1950s, Marley lived in French Town, considered to be one of the poorest neighborhoods in the city. Marley and Livingstone dedicated themselves to music, and Marley's singing abilities improved under the guidance of Joe Hicks. Marley produced a few singles in 1962 with local record producer Leslie Kong. They included songs like Judge Not, Do You Still Love Me, Terror, and One Cup of Coffee. Marley, Bunny Weller, Neville Livingstone, and Peter Toss Winston Howard McIntosh formed a group together in 1963. Eventually named the Wailers, Beverly Kelso, Junior Bethwaite, and Cherry Smith later joined the band. The record company owned by Coxsone Dodd produced their single Simmer Down in January 1964. It topped the Jamaican music charts. Their artist album, The Wailing Wailers from 1965, contained the hit single Rude Boy. in 1966 contained the hit single Rude Boy. In 1966, Junior Braithwaite and Beverly Kelso left the band. The band released its first international album, Soul Rebels, in 1970. It was in collaboration with recording artist Lee Scratch Perry. It contained songs such as Strange Town Rock, Soul Rebel, and 400 Years. In 1971, two of their popular albums were released, namely Soul Revolution and The Best of the Wailers. The Wailers released their 1973 album Catch a Fire with Island Records. It sold 14,000 records. Their next album, Burning, was released in the same year. It contained the hit single I Shot the Sheriff. Eric Clapton released a cover of the song in the year 1974 and it topped the US charts. Peter Tosh and Bunny Livingstone left the band in 1974. Bob Marley started music under the name of Bob Marley and the Wailers. The 1974 album Natty Dread included songs like Rebel Music and Revolution. The song No Women, No Cry from the album Leave was listed in the top 40 in Britain, a first for the band. In 1976, the album Rastaman Vibration was released. Its single War had lyrics taken from a speech by Haile Selassie. Selassie, a 20th century Ethiopian emperor, was seen as a spiritual leader in the Rastafarian movement. Merrily supported the People's National Party. The rivals of this political party were supposedly behind the attempt to assassinate Marley in 1976. Marley's 1977 album Exodus was part of the United Kingdom charts for more than a year. Its singles Waiting in Vain and Jamming were quite a hit. Merrily performed in Jamaica at the One Love Peace concert in 1978 at the official independence ceremony of Zimbabwe in 1980. Merrily was awarded the Peace Medal of the Third World by the United Nations in June 1978. He was also honored with the Jamaican Order of Merit, the third highest honor of the nation, by the Jamaican government in February 1981, posthumously in February 2001. Merrily was awarded the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. In the same year, Merrily was inducted to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was also inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994. The album Catch a Fire got inducted to the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2010. Bob Marley changed his faith from Catholic to Rastafari in 1966. He married Alfarita Constania Anderson Rita on 10th February 1966. They had 3 children. Merrily was diagnosed with malignant melanoma and incurable skin cancer. In 1977, his health began to decline over the years. Merrily died on 11th May 1981 at Mammoth Sieges of Lebanon Hospital. Jamaican Prime Minister Edward Sega presided over his funeral service. He was buried at a chapel in 9 Mile. Marley's posthumous album Confrontation was released in the year 1983. His statues were erected at Kingston, Jamaica, and Bensky Sokolek, a village in Serbia. A movie Marley about the legendary musician released in the year 2012. So dear friends, this was the brief life history about Bob Marley and Bob Dylan. So now I love to share brief life history, life story of Edvard Munch. Edvard Munch was a Norwegian painter and printmaker. His most famous painting is the Scream from 1893. He was a significant part of the symbolist movement in the 1890s and developed expressionist art from 1900 onwards. Edvard Munch was born on 12th December 1863 in a farmhouse in Norway to Christian Munch and Laura Catherine. His father was a military doctor and a very religious person. When he was just 5 years old, he lost his mother and soon after one of his sisters too. His parents were the ones who introduced him to art. His mother was an artist and his father taught him literature. By the time he was 13, he had become a skilled artist. Munch's early paintings were simple, like medicine bottles and other mundane objects. During that time, he met other artists at the Christiania Bohemian Art Association and was fascinated by their landscapes. Thus he began to draw oil paintings. He attended Christiania Technical College and was trained as an engineer for 1 year. Even though he excelled in mathematics, physics and chemistry, he realized that painting was his true calling. He decided to quit his ongoing studies and join the Royal School of Art and Design. Munch learned art from the famous sculptor Julius Middleton and the painter Christian Krog. He also rented a studio where he worked with 6 other artists. Munch's paintings were inspired by naturalism and Krog. He displayed his first painting in 1883 at the art exhibition and autumn exhibition. For the next few years, he traveled abroad. In Paris, he studied different art styles for 3 weeks. During this period, 6 of his paintings were exhibited at the autumn exhibition. He used a different type of brushstroke technique and color palettes to develop his style. He made another painting called Anger on the Beach in 1889, portraying his sister. The composition foreshadowed his next collection. Munch also held his first solo exhibition in the Student Society, in which around 60 paintings were showcased. Munch also held his first solo exhibition in the Student Society, in which around 60 paintings were showcased. Following this, he received a 2-year state scholarship to study in Paris under the French painter Leon Bonnet. That year, he lost his father. In 1890, he he spent most of his time with renowned painters and poets of that time. 5 of his paintings were lost in a fire, including the first version of The Day After. In early 1890s, he received the state grant for artists for the 3rd time and traveled to Paris. The National Gallery also bought Munch's first painting, Night in Nice. In 1892, a famous painter, Adelstin Norman, was impressed by Munch's solo exhibition, which he conducted in Paris. He invited Munch to present his art in Berlin. Munch stayed in Berlin for many years. He painted almost a random series of paintings called The Frieze of Life and released them in the year 1902. Munch released this collection of paintings, including the pieces Despair, Anxiety and Jealousy. One of the pieces was his masterpiece called The Scream. It is one of the most recognizable paintings in the history of art. It represented the anxiety of modern man, was painted with the dark colors and simplified forms. It reflected Munch's own mental frame and what would later be the central themes of existentialism. The collection was a great success and established him as a famous artist. His paintings were based on the themes of love, pain, anxiety, jealousy, and death. He also developed a woodcut and lithographic technique. He also made multicolored versions of The Sick Child, which became quite famous. In 1897, Munch earned a good amount of money and bought himself a summer house in Norway. He named it the Happy House and spent every summer there for the next 20 years. In 1906, Munch studied the art of sculpting and began to produce his own little sculptures. He soon received many orders for portraits and prints. Around 1907, he was more interested in painting human figures and devastating real-life scenarios. Around 1908 to 1909, Munch suffered a mental breakdown that affected his work tremendously. His work lost its melancholy and took a positive turn without any of its previous intensity. Munch remained unmarried for life. He spent the later part of his life in solitude. He died on 23rd January 1944 at the age of 80 near Oslo, Norway. So dear friends, this was the brief life story about Edvard Munch, the greatest painter, artist of the world. So dear friends, now I would also love to share a brief life story about world's greatest sports stars. Earlier, I shared the brief life story of Sir Donald Bradman and Diego Maradona too. Now I love to share a brief life story of LeBron James. LeBron Ramon James is an American basketball player, considered to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time. LeBron was born on December 30, 1984. In Akron, Ohio, to Gloria James and Anthony McLeod. LeBron's childhood was very tough as he grew up in a poor neighborhood. He had always had an interest in sports, especially basketball. His idol was Michael Jordan, whom he watched in his early days to learn the game. Considering their unstable lifestyle, Gloria decided to let the young LeBron move in with Frankie Walker's family. Walker introduced James to basketball at the age of 9 only. While he stayed with the Walker family, LeBron became more disciplined and started to attend school regularly. After he completed his elementary school studies, he started attending St. Vincent St. Mary High School, a private school, in 1999. The school noticed his talent and asked LeBron to join the school team. LeBron led his team to win 3 state titles. LeBron scored more than 2,000 points in just 4 years. He even appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated and the ESPN magazine. He decided not to attend college after high school and went straight to the National Basketball Association NBA League. LeBron started his professional basketball career in 2003. He was the first pick made by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA draft, National Basketball Association draft. He ended up playing his first 7 sessions with them. He was a strong forward in the game. His average in the game was 20 points. The same year, he became the youngest person to win the Rookie of the Year title. At 19, LeBron was the youngest member of the team in the 2004 Athens Olympics. Although he hardly played that season, he continued to shine in 2005 and became the youngest player to score more than 50 points in one game. In 2006, he continued to help his team reach new heights. His team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, played against the Washington Wizards. They defeated the Wizards in the first round, but the team didn't go on to win the finals. The same year, LeBron renewed his contract with the Cavaliers for $60 million, even though the team's rank was not that good. LeBron was named the All-Star Game MVP in the year 2007 to 2008 season. He was the only player with an average of 30 points per game. It was the highest in National Basketball Association's regular season. In 2008, LeBron was selected for the US Olympics basketball team, for which he went to Beijing. The team won the finals against Spain and brought home the gold medal. In 2010, LeBron became a free agent. with most teams wanting him to join them. LeBron decided to join the Miami Heat for his next season. He finished second that season and scored an average of 26.7 points per game. The 2011-12 season was a major success for the team with their win over the Oklahoma City Thunder in the National Basketball Association Finals, earning LeBron his first title. In 2012, he participated in his third Olympic Games in London and brought home gold for the second time. At the age of 28, LeBron became the youngest player to score 20,000 points and beat Kobe Bryant's previous records. He also led his team to their second consecutive national championship title. In 2014, LeBron returned to the Cavaliers and ended his contract with the Miami Heat. However, 2014-15 season was not a good one for LeBron. He suffered from back and knee problems, due to which he missed 13 out of 82 regular season games. But LeBron still led the Cavaliers to the National Basketball Association Finals that season. He became the first player in nearly 50 years to have reached the final round in 5 back-to-back seasons. In the following years, LeBron's injuries only got worse. However, this didn't stop him from breaking records. At the age of 33, LeBron became the youngest player to reach 30,000 points. Apart from his phenomenal athletic career, LeBron James is involved in many charitable projects. He founded the LeBron James Family Foundation in 2004. The foundation helps single-parent families and unprivileged children. He also supports the Boys and Girls Club of America Children's Defense Fund and one ex-son. LeBron married his high school sweetheart Shavana Binson in 2013 in San Diego. The couple has 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter. So dear friend, this was a brief life story of greatest sports star of the world, basketball player LeBron James. Now I also love to share the brief autobiography of Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is an Argentinian football player who has been named the FIFA World Player of the Year 5 times. He is also the first player to win 3 European Golden Shoes. Lionel Messi was born Luis Lionel Andres Messi on June 24, 1987. In Rosario, Argentina, to Jorge Messi and Celia Cucutini at the mere age of 5. Messi started to play for Grandoli, a local football club coached by his father. By the time he turned 8, he was playing for the Youth Academy of Neville's Old Boys, a major professional football squad in Rosario. Messi was smaller than most of the kids in his age group. At the age of 11, he was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency. The treatment was costly, so his father went to several Argentinian football clubs for financial aid. The coach of FC Barcelona, Carlos Relax, came to his aid and offered Messi a contract and promised to pay for his medical bills only if they moved to Spain. Messi signed the contract and joined FC Barcelona's youth academy. Messi officially started his football career in 2000 in the just under 14 team. He scored 21 goals in 14 games for the junior team. At the age of 16, Messi made his informal debut for FC Barcelona in a friendly match. At just 17 years of age, he became the youngest player to play and score in the Spanish La Liga 2004-05 season. The same year, Messi acquired Spanish citizenship, which made it possible for him to make a debut in the UEFA Champions League. He managed to strike 6 goals in the season in a total of 17 games. But Messi had to leave the championship midway due to a muscle tear in his thigh. Barcelona went on to win the league that season. From 2007, Messi was no longer a backup player in the matches. He was one official 11 members in the team. In the 26 league games, he successfully netted the ball 14 times. He even scored a hat-trick in El Clasico, becoming the youngest ever to pull this off. He was dubbed Maradona because his way of scoring was very similar to Maradona's, who is considered to be one of the greatest footballers of all time. In 2007, he sustained a muscle tear injury for the 4th time in 3 seasons. The club hired a personal psychotherapist for Messi so he would recover faster. The years 2008 and 2009 spelled success for Messi. He helped his team win the La Liga in 2008 and 2009 and eventually the Champions League in 2009. FC Barcelona achieved their first ever treble A team, winning 3 trophies in a single season or calendar year. Messi ended the season with 38 goals overall in 51 matches, besting Ronaldo for the FIFA World Player of the Year honor. He also won the European Golden Shoe Award for being Europe's top scorer. In 2010, Messi continued to grow as a professional football player. In the 2011-12 season, Messi broke records upon records at the age of 24. He became the club's best scorer of all time, surpassing Cesar Rodriguez's record of 232 goals. He also exceeded Gerd Muller's 85 goals in club and international play by scoring 91 goals by the end of 2012. In January 2013, he made history after getting named the FIFA Ballon d'Or winner for the 4th time. He also led Barcelona to the 2011 Champions League title. Messi declared his retirement from international football following Argentinians' second consecutive loss to Chile in the Copa America final of 2016. However, fans started a campaign to convince him to change his decision and they succeeded. Messi agreed to be a part of the Argentinian team for the 2018 World Cup. Messi's considerate nature extends to a lot of charitable work as well. In 2007, he formed the Leo Messi Foundation, a charity which supports children through health care, education, and sports because he faced many medical ailments in his childhood. He wanted to help children who were going through the same trials. His charity covers the transport, hospital, and other costs for sick children. In 2010, he worked with UNICEF as their goodwill ambassador to support children's rights. In 2013, Messi donated a large sum of money for the renovation of the Victor Vela Children's Hospital in his Rosario in Argentina. Messi married his longtime girlfriend Antonella Rocuzzo in June 2017. They knew each other since Leo was only 5 years old, but only began dating in 2008. The couple has 2 sons, Thiago and Matteo. So dear friend, this was the brief life story about Lionel Messi. My first session on Date Through Live took place. Now I love to, now this is the time in course of live. In the second session, I love to share few, 1 or 2 romantic poems written by William Butler Yeats. So dear friends, earlier I shared brief life story of Sir William Butler Yeats. The poem which I now love to share, the title is The Hosting of the Shed. This poem, The Wind Among the Reeds, composed in the year 1899 by Sir William Butler Yeats. The host is riding from Nocaria, and over the grave of Clothna Bear, Couch tossing his burning hair, and Yama calling, away, come away, empty your heart of its mortal dream. The winds awaken, the leaves swirl round, our cheeks are pale, our hair is sunbound, our breasts are heaving, our eyes are agleam, our arms are waving, our lips are apart, and if any gaze on our rushing hand, we come between him and the deed of his hand. We come between him and the hope of his heart. The host is rushing twixt night and day, and where is their hope or deed as fear? Couch tossing his burning hair, and Niam calling, away, come away. So dear friend, this was the first poem which I shared. The next poem, romantic poem of Sir William Butler Yeats, A Poet to His Beloved. The title is A Poet to His Beloved. This poem was composed from the wind among the reeds in the year 1899. I bring you with reverent hands the books of my numberless dreams, white women that passion has owned as the tide wears the dove-grey sands, and with heart more old than the horn that is brimmed from the pale fire of time. White women with numberless dreams, I bring you my passionate rhyme. This was the second poem which I shared. Now I love to share third romantic poem, lovable poem of Sir William Butler Yeats. The title is Age Gives His Beloved Certain Rhymes. This poem from The Wind Among the Reeds, 1899, latter entitled He Gives His Beloved Certain Rhymes. Faster your hair with a golden pin, and beamed up every wandering trace, I bade my heart build this poor rhyme. It worked at day out, day in, building a sorrowful loveliness out of the battles of old times. You need but lift a pearl pale hand, and bind up your long hair and shy, and all men's hearts must burn and beat, and candle-like foam on the dim sand, and stars climbing the dew-dropping sky, leave but to light your passing feet. So dear, three lovable romantic poems of Sir William Butler Yeats I shared. Now I love to share a romantic poem written by Sir John Milton. This is sonnet. In fact, Sir John Milton, he wrote many sonnets, ballads. Now I love to share the song number 2. Other the smooth enamel green, where no print of step hath been, follow me as I sing, and touch the vowelled string under the shady roof of branching elm star proof, follow me. I will bring you where she sits, clad in splendor as befits her deity. Such a rural queen all Arcadia hath not seen. Song 2. Nymphs and shepherds dance no more by sandy London's lilied banks. On old Lise and Celion whore trip no more in twilight ranks. Thou every man your loss deplore. A better soil shall give ye thanks. From the stony meadows bring your flocks and live with us. Here ye shall have greater grace to serve the lady of this place. Thou strings your pains, mistress, where yet strings well might wait on her. Such a rural queen all Arcadia hath not seen. Another lovable poem of Sir William Butler Yeats. Song on May morning. Now the bright morning star days her binger, comes dancing from the east and leads with her the flowery May, who from her green lap throws the yellow cow sleep and the pale primrose prep and the pale primrose hill, bounteous May that dost inspire mirth and youth and warm desire. Woods and groves are of thy dressing, hill and dale doth boast thy blessing. Thus we salute thee with our early song, and welcome thee and wish the long. Another lovable romantic poem of Sir William Butler Yeats, Sonnet to the Nightingale. O nightingale, that on yon blooming spray warblest at eve, when all the woods are still, thou with fresh hopes the lover's heart dost fill, while the jolly hours lead on propitious May, the liquid notes that close the eye of day, first heard before the shallow cuckoo's bill, potent success in love. Oh, if Job's will have linked that amorous power to thy soft lay, now timely sing, ere the rude bud of hate foretell my hopeless doom, in some grove nigh, as thou from year to year hast sung too late for my relief, yet hadst no reason why. Whether the muse or love call thee his maid, both them I serve, and of their train am I. So, dear friends, there were romantic poem, English romantic poem of Sir William Butler Yeats and John Milton, which I shared just now. Now my third session on Day Through live, followed by Hindi and Bengali lovable poem, and that would be addressed in Hindi and Bengali version respectively. So dear friends, so I would be glad to see your valuable comments over here. अब मैं हिंदी कुछ पहलुओं को आपके खिदमत में रूबरू करवाना पसंद करूंगा। अमीर खुसरो साहब के कुछ पहलुओं को आपके समक्ष में उपस्थित कर रहा हूं। एक औरत ने ऐसा किया, सांप मार के ताल में दिया। एक औरत ने ऐसा किया, सांप मार के ताल में दिया। उल्टा सांप ताल को खाए, कैसा अजब तमाशा है। एक औरत ने ऐसा किया, सांप मार के ताल में दिया। उल्टा सांप ताल को खाए, कैसा अजब तमाशा है। एक नार वो दांत दतीली, दुबली पतली छैल छबीली। एक नार वो दांत दतीली, दुबली पतली छैल छबीली। रोज सुबह से लागे भूख, सूखे हरे चबाए रूख। रोज सुबह से लागे भूख, सूखे हरे चबाए रूख। क्यों री सखी कहाँ वो पाऊं, आरी इधर तुझे समझाऊं। क्यों री सखी कहाँ वो पाऊं, आरी इधर तुझे समझाऊं। एक जान देखी बेजान, बोले हैं पर नहीं जवान। एक जान देखी बेजान, बोले है पर नहीं जवान। बीच बाजार करे व्यापार, करे झूठ का बंटा धार। बीच बाजार करे व्यापार, करे झूठ का बंटा धार। घड़ी बड़ी फांसी पर लटके, सच कहने में कभी न अटके। घड़ी बड़ी फांसी पर लटके, सच कहने में कभी न अटके। एक शख्स ने ऐसी करी, खूंटी ऊपर खेती करी। एक शख्स ने ऐसी करी, खूंटी ऊपर खेती करी। खेती करके दही जलाए, बेच जली को बैठा खाए। खेती करके दही जलाए, बेच जली को बैठा खाए। एक शख्स को फिरते देखा, कहे ए बाबू जोगी होगा। नहीं गुरुजी माथे सूद, कहे ए बाबू जुल्हा होगा। नहीं गुरुजी मुंह में लोहा, कहे ए बाबू घोड़ा होगा। एक नार का सस्ता रेट, लंबी गर्दन मोटा पेट। पहले खुद का पेट भरे, फिर सबको शीतल करे। एक नार के सिर पर नार, पी की लगन में खड़ी लाचार। सिर को धुने चले ना जोर, जल जल कर करती हूँ वो। एक शख्स बहुत गुण भरा, बैठा जागे सोवे खड़ा। एक जानवर ऐसा देखा, 6 टांगे 2 सूंड। कैसा अजब जानवर है ये, बीच पीठ में दुम। अनगिन डाली पत्ता एक, हुआ अचंभा उसको देख। सिर पर सजे सलोना रूप, ना कुमलाए बरसे धूप। हरी हरी पूंछ, हरे हरे अंडे, नहीं बताओगे तो पड़े डंडे। पीली पीली नदिया में गोल गोल अंडे, नहीं बताओगे तो पड़े डंडे। 8 काट का पिंजरा, बिना सीरे की डोर। लगी नाचने मिन्नी, देखें और न छोर। आस पास मोती की लरी, बीच में उसके कोयल खड़ी। देखो लोगों इसका हिया, अपना रंग औरों को दिया। एक औरत के पेट न आत, ऊपर नीचे दांत ही दांत। दांतों से ले जा निकल, कसकर सिर पर खड़े बवाल। एक पुरुष का देखा हिया, फाक फाक तन अपना किया। कुछ नहीं खाए खाए तिल, नर नारी से करता खेल। इसी तरह हमारे अमीर खुसरो साहब के पहेलियों का आनंद मैं पढ़ के भी उठा रहा हूँ, और आप सभी दोस्तों की खिदमत में रूबरू करवाकर आपको भी मैं आनंद दिलवाने की कोशिश करते रहता हूँ। एक दर्जी ने जामा सींचा, बिना धागा बिन सुई। जगह जगह पैबंद लगे, ये क्या हिम्मत हुई। एक नार भौरा सी काली, उसके घर हर दम सुहाली। मेहनत करके काम बनाए, खुद से दूना बोझ उठाए। आगे आगे बहना आई, पीछे पीछे भैया। दांत निकाले बाबा आए, बुड़का ओढ़े भैया। एक लड़का जन्म का हीना, जिन देखा तिन थू थू की ना। अल्लाह का दिया सर पर एक तिरिया, जल में तीरे रहत है सबके पास। चली जाए सुझे नहीं, ना हड्डी ना मांस। बेजीन की घोड़ी सवारी ले बे पीठा, घड़ी घड़ी खाना खावे, लम्हे लम्हे नीर। 12 छोरे 30 गरारी, 365 चली सवारी। 12 मासे का कहलाए, जो देखे उसको वो भाए। चोर सेठ सबने वो घूरा, उसके बिन हर काम अधूरा। इसी तरह दोस्तों कुछ दमदार पहेलियां अमीर खुसरो साहब के रचना की हुई, जो आप सभी दोस्तों के खिदमत में पेश किया। अब हमारे इस तीसरे चरण के दरमियान मैं कविताओं का जो सिलसिला तीसरे चरण में मैं पेश कर रहा हूँ आप सभी दोस्तों की खिदमत में। अब मेरा आखिरी चरण में मैं आ पहुँचा हूँ। अब आपके खिदमत में मैं बंगला कुछ रोमांटिक कविताओं को आपके खिदमत में पेश करना पसंद करूँगा, जो हमारे बंगला हमारे साहित्य अनुरागी दोस्तों के लिए मैं बंगला वर्सन में बंगला कविताओं को पेश कर रहा हूँ। জীবনানন্দ দাশের প্রতি শ্রদ্ধা নিবেদন করে তার একটি অসাধারণ কবিতা আপনাদের মাঝে উপস্থাপনা করতে চলেছি। আমার এই দু একটি কবিতা পাঠ করে এবার বিদায় নেবার সময়। জীবনানন্দ দাশের এই অসাধারণ কবিতা নিরীহ ক্লান্ত ও মর্মান্বেষীদের গান। আমরা বিশেষ কিছুই চাই না এবার, আমাদের অন্ধকার আলো এনেছে অনেক কিছু অবিশেষ অকিঞ্চিতকর। এমন অনেক দিন কেটেছে এমন ভাবে, তবে আবার অনেক দিন তবুও কাটাতে চাই এরকমই। হেমন্তে আশ্চর্য শ্বাস ফুলে গেছে কালো জলে, পানি ফলে জাউয়ের ভিতরে, অথবা ফলেনি কিছু ভাসুর পীড়িত হয়ে। অতএব ভাদ্র বউকে দেখে বকে, চোখ মেলে চোখ বুজে দেখেছি অনেকবার সেরকম রুগ্ন দুর্ভিক্ষকে। সন্ধ্যায় ঠান্ডা খুব বেড়ে গেলে অবশেষে ঘরে চলে গেছি। হেমন্তের নীরবতা এরকম ভাবে আবার আসুক তবু। আকাশের নক্ষত্রেরা যেমন নিরীহ ভাবে ঘুরে যায়, বিচ্ছেদ মরণ ভয় কালের চাকার মতো তেমনি ঘুরাবে আমাদের সকলকে নিয়ে তেমনি নীরবে সাদাসিধে ভাবে। আমরা জলুস জোর কুকুর বা সিংহের সুরে বাধা পাই। পেঁচা যে খড়ের চালে নেমে আসে পৌষের রাত্রির দুপুরে, সেই সুরে শান্তি আছে, শেষ আছে, মৃত্যু আছে জানি, তবু সেই সুর ভালো। 1930 থেকে 1940 সাল তবু ভালো ছিল। আজ 41-এ পৌষ মাসে কেমন অসাধ যেন। মশা মেরে ধান ভেনে ইঁদুর তাড়িয়ে, মহাজনদের কাছে ঋণ নিয়ে, ঋণ খেয়ে ঋণ ভুলে গিয়ে, হাতুড়ের কাছে গিয়ে শিশিরের মতো সাদা শিশি, যা সবের কাছে যা নেবার আছে নিয়ে যাব, যা সবের কাছে যা দেবার আছে দিয়ে যাব। ক্রমাগত পায়ে হেঁটে আমাদের সন্তান ও সন্তানের সন্তানকে পৃথিবী হাঁটাবো। সন্ধ্যায় ঠান্ডা খুব বেড়ে গেলে হোত্তেল ঘুঘুদের ঘরে অথবা ভিটেও যেই গুণপেত একটি বা দুটো ঘুঘু চড়ে, সেইখানে অসঙ্গ অনুভব করে যাব। হেমন্তের নীরবতা এরকম ভাবে আবার আসুক তবু। আকাশের নক্ষত্রেরা যেমন নিরীহভাবে ঘুরে যায়, বিচ্ছেদ মরণ ভয় কলের চাকার মতো তেমন ঘুরাবে আমাদের সকলকে নিয়ে। এখানে বিশেষ কিছু হয়নি অনেক দিন, ক্রমাগত মানুষের মরণ হয়েছে। গরিব বেচারা বুড়ো বিকলাঙ্গ মহৎ পার্ষদ সব কি করে কেবলই খসে ধুলোস্যাৎ হয়ে যায় দেখেছি উদাস ক্লান্ত অন্তরঙ্গ ভাবে। দেখে দেখে ঘরে ফিরে অন্ধকারে বিকল হতাম। যদি না রাত্রির শেষে ভোর সূর্য সময়ের পরিশ্রুত হাত মুছে ফেলে দিয়ে যেত সব। এই সব ছাড়া এখানে বিশেষ কিছু হয়নি অনেক দিন। সমুদ্রের বুদ্ধুদের মতো অগণন সমুদ্র ছাস তেমনি প্রবল কিছু চেয়ে গেছে, পেয়ে গেছে, রাতে ফিরেছে বিবিক্তভাবে সুতবিত রমণীর সমাজ জুড়াতে। ফেরেনি কি? আমরাও ঘুরে গেছি আমাদের হৃদয়ের রুচি, আমাদের জীবনের উত্তল অপ্রতিভাকে ঘাই হরিণীর মতো যেরকম সৃষ্টির জ্যোৎস্নায় যেমন সহিষ্ণুভাবে ডেকে গেছে, যেমন নিবিড়ভাবে ডাকে, সেই সুরে সাড়া দিয়ে কখনো নদীর জলে অদল বদল করে ভেসে গেছে মেঘ রাজহাঁস। পুনরপি মেঘগুলো, জলগুলো আশ্বিনের মাস ডুবে গিয়েছিল সব। নেই বলে মনে হয়েছিল সুরের ছোঁয়াচে। সুর যেরকম হয়ে যেত চায় অর্থহীন ভাবে অনুপ্রাস। কখনো ধানের ক্ষেতের ধান নেই, কখনো ধানের ক্ষেতে কৃষাণের হাসি কোলাহল, গোলায় গোলায় গঞ্জে ইঁদুরের বউ কাটকির মতো কলরব, বন্দর বেতার তার টের পায় সব। কখনো পাটের ক্ষেত লক লক করে ওঠে বাসুকির মতো, আল কেউটেরা সব কৃষককে কাটে ইতস্তত। কখনো পাটের জমি চিত্রগুপ্ত বুঝে নিয়ে গেছে, একটি মূলেও কোনো ভুল নেই আহা। তবুও চড়ক পূজা, ভাদু পূজা, কত না গাজন গান এলো গেল, কত চাঁদ বড় হয়ে চালার পিছনে রাতে তারপর ছোট হয়ে এলো। গৃহস্থ কৃষাণ মিলে ধোঁয়াটে জলের শ্যাম পান ফল, পোশলার পিঠে আর মিঠে তাড়ি খেলো। এসব উৎসব তবু মৃত ইতিহাস। এসব উৎসব কিছু নয়, সর্বদা উৎকণ্ঠা এক জেগে আছে সকল ঘনায়মান পার্বণের মাঝে। মৃত্যুর উদ্বেগ ছেপে আরো বেশি কূট যে যার নিজের স্থানে উঠে চলে বসে। কেবলই জীবন যৌন নিরাশা, নিরংসা অর্থ 10 কথা ভেবে তবুও একটি কথা ভাবে, তারপর নিজের মনের মুদ্রা দোষে প্রৌঢ়েরা এখন আরো বুড়ো, যুবকেরা প্রৌঢ় হয়ে গেছে, বালকেরা এখন যুবক। নারীর দেশের থেকে ঢের নারী হারায়ে যেতেছে, সকলই ভৃত্যের দেশ। এই সব স্বাভাবিক সাধারণ কথা। এখন মানুষ তবু স্বাভাবিকভাবে কথা ভেবে নিতে গিয়ে কোথায় পেয়েছে সফলতা। আজ এই চতুর্সীমানার মুখে আমাদের প্রাণে যদি আত্মপ্রত্যয় থেকে থাকে ঘাই হরিণীর মতো জীবনের হরিণকে, তবে সে জ্যোৎস্না পানে, প্রেত জ্যোৎস্নার পানে ডাকে ডাকে নাকি নিতান্তই কোনো কিছু ভয়াবহ ভয় যদি আমাদের দিকে ক্রমে ক্রমে চলে আসে আজ, তবুও তা ভয় বলে মনে হতে দেরি। যতদিন দেরি হয় ততদিন ভালো। আমরা সকালবেলা পেয়ে গেছি সূর্যের আলো, আমরা রাত্রিবেলা পেয়ে গেছি বাতি। গণেশ যেসব কূট শ্লোক নিয়ে একদিন বিবেচনা করে গিয়েছিল সহজ স্ফূর্তির মতো, সেসব তোমার প্রাণে জন্মেছিল ব্যাস স্বভাব সুখের মতো। রাত্রির ফুটপাতে একদিন অগ্নি গ্যাস জ্বলেছিল, মনে হয়েছিল আমরা সকলে যে যার নিবিষ্ট জন্ম প্রসন্নতা মরণের কাজে অজানিতে ঘুরে গেছি। কথা বলে বলে হয়রান মলিন জনতা হয়ে গেছি। কেউ তবু হাড়ে হাড়ে আমাদের অল্প প্রাণতাকে চিনে জেনে নিতে গিয়ে ব্যথিত করেনি। কি এক সম্পূর্ণ ঈর্ষা কেবলই নিকটে নেমে আসে, তবু আজ কখনো ধানের খেতে, কখনো নদীর ভুয়ো জলে নিরন্ন বছর নামে। ররগাদার মহাজন প্রজার মহলে হুলুস্থুলু পড়ে যায়। এখানের ভাগ চাষ শহরের হুন্ডি ঠিকাদার, ভূষণ্ডির মাঠ ঘাঁটি, 12 ভুঞ্চাদের ভূত, ব্যবচ্ছেদাগার সব হাতুড়ে ডাক্তার, ফিস ফিস ষড়যন্ত্র, রাস্তার কানাচ, এই সব সূর্যের চেয়েও বেশি বালুকার আঁচ। এরা সব হুলুস্থুলু করে যায়, কোনো কোনো প্রৌঢ় এসে অত্যাচার করে। অগণন যুবকের ভিড়ে কোনো কাজ নেই, চিন্তার কুশল রয়ে গেছে। চারিদিকে সর্বগ্রাসী দরিদ্রতা, জনমানবের মুখে নিজ নিজ শোকাবহ গোপনীয় কথা। নিজেরই ঘরের জন্যে ঘরস্থি শক্তির নির্মমতা, নিজেরই ঘরের জন্যে ঘরন্তি শক্তির নির্মমতা। মূর্খ দেশ, মেয়ে দেশ, প্রভু দেশ, ভৃত্য দেশ, পাগলের দেশ রয়ে গেছে, রয়েছে বালির দেশ। দার্শনিকদের দ্বিধা, মনীষীর হৃদয়ের প্রেম, সেসব বালির পরে দাগ কেটে অন্তহীন স্বপ্ন সৌধ গড়ে। হৃদয়বিহীন ভাবে ধূর্ত সমুদ্রের কাছে, প্লোভারের পায়রার বিষ্ঠার ভিতরে সবেরই স্বতন্ত্র বেদনা রয়ে গেছে। এক বেদনার মাইল মাইল জুড়ে তিল ধারণের স্থান আছে, আছে কিনা অপর ব্যথার। আমাদের সকলের বেদনা কি মিলে মিশে যেতে চেয়েছিল, অথবা যে যার প্রাণে চেয়েছে কি, পেয়েছে কি ভীষণ স্বাধীন অন্ধকার? দেখি না, জানি না, তবু অনুভব করে কোন সূর্যালোকে অতিমৃত্যু পেলে পুনরায় উষালোক হয়তোবা জীবনে পেতাম। আমরা পেতাম নাকি? তবুও অনেক উষা এসে গেছে ইতিহাসে, উষা সব নয়। জনসাধারণ ভাবে আজ আমাদের একাকী হৃদয় অনেক জেনেছে, তবু অমেয় বিপ্লব শুরু শেষ হয়ে গেলে রুটিনের সৌন্দর্য ও আত্মপ্রত্যয় মানব জাতির কাছ থেকে চেয়ে নিখিলের মানবেরা পাবে। না হলে মানুষ জ্ঞান, অভিজ্ঞা ও সন্দেহের দিব্যতায় কোথায় দাঁড়াবে? আর একটি আমার প্রিয় কবি অমিয় চক্রবর্তীর একটি কবিতা পাঠ করে আজকের মতো ফাইনালি বিদায় নেব। কবিতাটির নাম অন্নদাতা। পাথরে মোড়ানো হৃদয় নগর, জন্মে না কিছু অন্ন, এখানে তোমরা আসবে কিসের জন্য? বেচা কেনা আর লাভের খাতায় এখানে জমানো রক্তপণ্য, যারা দান দেয় তারা মুনাফায় সাধুতার সুদ কষে। তবে হয় দাতা, নয়তো তারাও রাষ্ট্র চাকায় পিষ্ঠ দরদি নাগর, তাদের দেওয়ায় ফলাবে না ধান শান বাঁধা কলকাতা। আসো যদি তবে শাবল হাতুড়ি আনো ভাঙবার যন্ত্র, নতুন চাষের মন্ত্র। গ্রামে যাও, গ্রামে যাও, 1,00,000 হয়ে মাঠে নদী ধারে অন্ন বাঁচাও। পরে সারে সারে চাবে না অন্ন, আনবে অন্ন ভেঙে এ দৈত্যপুরী। তোমরা অন্নদাতা, জয় করো এই শান বাঁধা কলকাতা। শুভরাত্রি, শুভরাত্রি, শুভরাত্রি।